Sriya Kariya Bandhu Sri Guru Charana Yahan hoite mile Bai Krishna Prema Dham Jiveran Saralani Nanda Sutta Bhuvane Prakasha Hana Guru Padhari Mahimaya Guru Krishna Chekakari Jana Guru Age Hide Sabha Sakyakari Mana Satya Gyane Guru Vake Yahara Vishwasa Avasyatahara Bhaya Braja Bhume Vasa Yara Prati Guru Deva Nana Parasana Kona Vigna Se Nahi Koya Avasana
started the stream already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really? Why?
I don't know.
It's like eager. Eager to spread the holy name.
Let's see another version. Settle this one.
Det var jag hörde inte.
Krishna Kirtana Gananartana Paro Premamritam Bonidhi Dhira Dhira Jana Priya Priya Bhava Nirmansara Pujindo Chaitanya Kripadara Bhaviro Vara Vara Tarano Vande Rupa Sanatana Nagurgo Sri Jiva Goparano संश्रियन्विता आपोतापनिमित्तमोक्षनुमिता गोविन्दगणामृता Sri Tuchava Upadi Nagameshako Marunaya Kokina Kantashika Namaste Madhurima Nandena Samohita Vande Rupa Sanatana Prabhuva Sri Jiva Gopalaka Sivate Devon Madhava Sani Sheshavasaya Krishna Pramato Sada
सुने साड़ी में
So this is called Krishna Prema Bhavantam Bande.
Hare Krishna.
Look for it.
Very beautiful
Sari.
light color
Oh,
saree.
thank you.
Yeah.
हर बार मैंने सारी सुना है ना
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is amazing.
Very color चाहिए.
Right.
अच्छा दिखता है वापस.
Krishna Prema Bhavantam Bande
Krishna Prema
Krishna Prema Bhavantam Bande Krishna Prema Bhavantam Bande Krishna Prema Bhavantam
Manasa Manukaram Mantra Krishna
Nice. You know Bengali bhajans? It's a difficult process. And eat but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same to you. I miss you. When you coming to dance with me? Yeah, maybe one day.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna
There's really no one. You can see. That has the authority. So that
Yeah.
sing next.
I don't know, you can sing, you want to sing on?
Not that I want, but I can.
You
There's
can
no
sing.
one.
Do you know how to sing?
Yeah, I mean,
Please, please,
do the
please,
external part.
please sing. There's a soft cushion behind you, you can sit on that one if you...
What's the time? Right.
So we have kirtan until 1:45.
Okay. जगन्नाथ सुबह माई की जय, गोपाल की माता की जय।
Okay, so we will warmly welcome Madhyamana Prabhu forward to enlighten us about the Gita.
Yeah.
So if everyone wants to come a little bit closer, it's nice because usually more people come later on.
Yeah.
And then if everyone is forward, then it's more space in the back. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Madhyamana Prabhu ki
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Giridharadhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Giridharadhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Giridharadhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Yashodanandana Brajajana Rangana Yashodanandana Brajajana Rangana
Yamuna Tira Ganachari Yamuna Tira Ganachari Yamuna Tira Ganachari Yamuna Tira Ganachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari 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 Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Rangana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Rangana Yamuna Tira Ganachari Yamuna Tira Ganachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Rangana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Rangana Yamuna Tira Ganachari Yamuna Tira Ganachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari 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 Hare Krishna. Welcome to everyone. So nice to see you all. Thank you for coming. making this a very auspicious occasion. Even if it's um, only a regular Sunday feast, still it is a huge festival. It is a festival of love. And we are all very, very fortunate to be here. So thank you all for coming. So today I will start off reading a verse from the Bhagavad Gita, and then I will read some more from another book. I'll get back to that. So please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So, as usual, I'll read some from the Bhagavad Gita. This is the most famous book that we study. We have many books. We have a vast and enormous wealth of books in this tradition that is just waiting for us to dive into it, taking all the mercy that is in these books. So in this book, Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is speaking to his friend Arjuna. As Krishna says in the Gita, regularly he himself, the Supreme Lord, comes to the material world to fulfill different purposes. And one of the purposes, when he was here 5,000 years ago, in his original form as Krishna, was to enlighten us by giving us the Bhagavad Gita. So this was a conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. Krishna, he played the role initially as an ordinary cowherd boy living in the countryside in India, in a very special place called Vrindavan. How many of you have been to Vrindavan? Quite a few hands. Very nice. You're all very fortunate. And if you haven't been there already, I recommend that you go there, because it's such a wonderful place, filled with temples of Radha and Krishna, and it's a very, very strong spirit of love and devotion for Lord Krishna in Vrindavan. So today I'll read verse number 929. So I'll read the Sanskrit first. Samoham sarva bhuteshu namedveshyo stigna priyaha ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai teteshu chapyaham. Krishna says, I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. So Krishna is making this point that he is equally disposed to everyone. He uses the word sama, which means equal. It's funny actually, in Norwegian language, we have that same word. In the dialects that is spoken around here, we say samme, which means sama. But there are even places in Norway where they will say sama. So it's exactly the same as the Sanskrit word. It means the same, it's pronounced the same way, sama. So that's just a little fun fact. All right. So usually I read Prabhupada's purport to the verses. Today I want to do it a little differently because I'm reading also a verse that is coming from the Srimad Bhagavatam, another of our scriptures. And in that verse, that same theme is covered. And then I will read the purport of Srila Prabhupada, which will cover that same topic of Krishna being equal to everyone. So that comes from a book called The Teachings of Queen Kunti. The Teachings of Queen Kunti. So that is a little tiny part of Srimad Bhagavatam that has been made into a separate book. It consists of prayers by the Queen Kunti. Kunti or Kunti Devi, she was the mother of Arjuna. I mentioned that the Bhagavad Gita is a conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. So Kunti is the mother of Arjuna. So, and Arjuna was a cousin of Krishna in this pastime. Krishna took birth into a royal dynasty as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. And Vasudev's sister was Kunti. So Kunti is actually the aunt, the, so to speak, biological aunt of Lord Krishna. But throughout these verses, these 29 prayers to Lord Krishna, we understand that she fully realizes that he is not just her nephew. No, he is actually the Supreme Lord incarnated into that position. So let's hear what Kunti Devi is saying in one of these 29 prayers. Manyetvam kalam ishanam anadin nidhanam vibhum samam charantam sarvatra bhutanam yam mitaha kali. She says, "My Lord, I consider your Lordship to be eternal time, the supreme controller, without beginning and end, the all-pervading one. In distributing your mercy, you are equal to everyone. The dissension between living beings are due to social intercourse." So this is taken from the Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.28, the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So now I will read from Prabhupada's, actually it's a lecture that he was giving on this prayer. So Prabhupada says, Kunti Devi knew that Krishna was neither her nephew nor an ordinary family member of her paternal house. She knew perfectly well that Krishna is the primeval Lord who lives in everyone's heart as the super soul, Paramatma. Another name of the Paramatma feature of the Lord is Kala, or eternal time. Eternal time is the witness of all our actions, good and bad, and thus resultant reactions are destined by him. It is no use saying that we do not know why we are suffering. We may forget the misdeed for which we may suffer at the present moment, but we must remember that Paramatma is our constant companion, and therefore he knows everything, past, present, and future. Okay, I'll just make a short little comment here as well. Several places in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that he is situated in the heart of all living entities. He is following the living entities to wherever they go and in whatever body they may have. because it is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita that the living entity takes birth in innumerable species of life. We have different bodies. So right now we may have human bodies, but a few lifetimes ago we may have had the bodies of some animal or even a plant, you know, because the living entity is the same in all bodies. It only changes the external body. The external body is the machine or the vehicle that we need to function in the material world. But the material body is not eternal. It only lasts a while. So when the material body dies, we get another body. And that is all based on our desire, and two, our karma, what we have earned, what we have deserved, based on our good activities and our bad activities. We get our next body, human body or in another species of life. So, although we change bodies all the time, the super soul, Paramatma, who is a manifestation of Krishna, he always follows us, whether we have this kind of body or that kind of body. And he is a witness. He sees all our activities and he remembers everything. We remember something from this life. Most of us do not remember what we did in our previous body. But Krishna, he has unlimited capacity for remembrance. He remembers everything. He knows everything. And because the Paramatma feature of, I'm returning to Prabhupada's purport here. And because the Paramatma feature of Lord Krishna destines all actions and reactions, he is the supreme controller also. Without his sanction, not a blade of grass can move. Nothing can happen without the sanction of the Supreme. He is the complete, the eternal and unlimited controller of everything. The living beings are given as much freedom as they deserve, and misuse of that freedom is the cause of suffering. The devotees of the Lord do not misuse their freedom, and therefore they are the good sons of the Lord. Others who misuse freedom, that means act against the will of God, which is communicated in so many kinds of scriptures. Those who break the law, break the law. Others who misuse freedom or break the law are put into miseries destined by the eternal Kala, time. The Kala offers the conditioned soul both happiness and distress. It is all predestined by eternal time. When we got this body, when we are born into this body, we already have a karma. It is already destined to some extent what we should, in what way we should enjoy or suffer. But then, of course, during this life, we make so many decisions, and based on these decisions, we create new karma. So we can, when we take shelter of Krishna, Krishna is reducing our karma. As we have miseries uncalled for, so we may have happiness also without being asked, for they are all presented or predestined by Kala, time. No one is therefore either an enemy or friend of the Lord. Everyone is suffering and enjoying the result of his own destiny. So this is an important point to remember when we, I would say, especially when we suffer, that we do not blame others for our suffering. It is only the reactions of our previous activities coming back to us. Therefore, somebody else who is causing trouble to us, well, actually, they are simply the agent of our own bad karma. This destiny is made by the living beings in course of social intercourse when we deal with other people. Everyone here wants to lord it over the material nature, and thus everyone creates his own destiny under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. He is all-pervading, and therefore he can see everyone's activities. He is present everywhere, all of the time. And because the Lord has no beginning or end, he is also known as the eternal time, Kala. What is explained herein by the devotee Kunti is exactly confirmed by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita 9:29. That's the verse that I was reading in the beginning. The Lord says, Samaham sarva bhuteshu namedveshasti na priyaha ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maiteteshu chapyaham. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But one who renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. God cannot be partial. Everyone is God's son. So how can God favor one son above another? That is not possible. But human beings discriminate. We write, in God we trust. But one who trusts in God must be equally kind and merciful toward all living entities. Yes, this is a very important point. Krishna loves everyone, so we should also love everyone. That may be a challenge because some act in very unlovable ways. Still, we should understand that within that human being is a soul who is dear to Krishna. And we should pray for that, pray for the spiritual recovery of that living entity who may at this time be very lost and engaged in horrible activities. But our basic understanding should be that this is my brother. This is he is a son of God just as much as I am a son of God. Krishna loves me, Krishna loves him, Krishna loves everyone. That is God consciousness. Krishna says, I have no enemies, nor have I friends. Na me dvesha sti na priyaha. The word dvesha means enemy. We are envious of our enemies and friendly towards our friends. But Krishna is absolute. Even when he appears to be inimical towards some demon, he is actually a friend. When Krishna kills the demon's demonic activities are killed, and he immediately becomes a saint and merges into the supreme impersonal effulgence, the Brahmajyoti. So the Bhagavad Gita was spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And so many people were killed there. But because Krishna was there, they all gained liberation. They all became liberated from material bondage and merged into the supreme impersonal effulgence, the Brahmajyoti, as Prabhupada says. So Prabhupada continues to describe this Brahmajyoti. He says, the Brahmajyoti is one of three features of the absolute Jnanamadvayam Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti Shabdate. This is from Bhagavatam 1:2-11. The absolute truth is one, but is perceived in three features, known as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. The original, complete feature of the absolute truth is Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his plenary representation is Paramatma. Kshirodakshai Vishnu, this is a form of Vishnu. He is situated in everyone's heart, And Prabhupada quotes Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshir Junasi Tishtati. This is Krishna saying in the Bhagavad Gita that the Supreme Lord, in this Paramatma feature, is in everyone's heart. The third feature of the Absolute Truth is Brahman, the all-pervading impersonal effulgence of the Absolute. So the eternal Absolute Truth is realized in three different stages. This is 1, Bhagavan, 2, Paramatma, 3, Brahman. To explain this by an example, we may sometimes see hills from our room, although we may not see them distinctly. In Los Angeles, there are many hills, but when you see the hills from a distant place, they look like something cloudy. I mean, if you see a hill very far away, you can't see much really. It's just you see some shape, basically. And if there's some haze, you can hardly see that either. Only just barely can. Is there something there? You can just barely see something when it's very far. Yeah. Okay. However, if we go further toward a hill, we shall find that there is something distinct, a hill. We see it more clearly when we get closer, obviously. And if we go all the way to the hill itself, we shall find that many people working there. We shall find many people working there, many houses, streets, cars, and so many varied things. Similarly, when one wants to know the absolute truth by one's tiny brain, one thinks, I shall conduct research to find the absolute truth. One will have a vague, impersonal idea. Then, if one goes further and becomes a meditator, one will find that God is situated within one's heart. Yogis, real yogis, see the form of Vishnu within the heart by meditation. The devotees, however, meet the Supreme Person face to face, just as we meet face to face to speak face to face. The Supreme Personality of Godhead orders, supply me this, and the devotee directly serves the Lord by supplying what he wants. Thus, there are different realizations of the Absolute Truth, and among his although he is equal to everyone, it is up to us to understand him according to our advancement. Therefore, Kunti says, Samam charantam sarvatra. In distributing your mercy, you are equal to everyone. So, yeah, there are important points here about the karma. To remember that that Krishna is present always in our hearts. He's our best friend. So we are very fortunate. Our real best friend is always with us in our heart. That is very, very close. So we can always, we can always contact Krishna because he's right there in our hearts. We can take shelter of Krishna when we feel need for that. Actually, of course, we should always be surrendered to Krishna. But especially if things get difficult in our lives, we should always remember that Krishna is always with us. He always hears our prayer. That doesn't necessarily mean that he will immediately remove all our troubles. Because we have our karma, and although Krishna is inclined to reduce our karma to help us to realize him, still we will get a part of our karma. So that may mean sometimes that we have difficulties, we may suffer. Still, the devotee always remains humble and always takes shelter of Krishna. So I want to read something more, because now we are getting close to a very auspicious occasion which is the Ratha Yatra. Jagannath Ratha Yatra. So I know that many of you already know about that festival, but to those of you who do not know, I will say a few words about the festival. So this is a festival that has been going on since time immemorial in India, and the main city is Jagannath Puri. That is a city on the eastern coast of India, where they have a huge, magnificent temple for Krishna. And that is the home of Lord Jagannath, along with his brother Balaram, or Baladev, and Subhadra. And we are extremely fortunate to have Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra here with us on our altar. Shri Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra Marani ki. They are very, very merciful. So in the festival of Ratha Yatra, they are taken out of the temple, because normally, as here, they reside in the temple. But then on this special festival, they are taken out in the streets to ride on enormous carts. I'm sure some of you have seen pictures, or I don't know, maybe even some of you have been to that festival in Orissa, in Jagannath Puri. Has somebody been there? Hey, we have one. One fortunate soul. I haven't been there. So, yeah. But I've seen some pictures and some videos, and they're really amazing, impressive, these enormous carts, you know, so nicely decorated. And these carts are pulled not by motor, not by horses or bulls, but by the people. You know, thousands and thousands, and I guess hundreds of thousands of people, they come to take part of that festival. And people are very, very eager to pull these huge ropes. So because they want to do service for Lord Jagannath and Baladev and Subhadra. They have 3 carts, one for Jagannath, one for Baladev, and one for Subhadra. So, so it is an amazing sight to see. If you haven't seen some video of that before, you can search it out on YouTube or somewhere. You know, Jagannath Ratha Yatra. Of course, nowadays there's Ratha Yatra performed in all over the world, much due to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. You have his picture here on the wall, because he established this festival as part of our practice in the Krishna consciousness movement, and we have centers in all major cities of the world and many, many smaller towns as well. So on Saturday, in 13 days, that festival will also take place here in Oslo. So I invite you all to come and take part of this very, very nice, very auspicious festival. So, so Jagannath, the original Jagannath deity, resides in that amazing temple in Puri in India. And I will read some as a story about the relationship between one person and Lord Krishna in the form of the Jagannath deity in Puri. So this is taken from a book called Sri Jagannath. It is written by Bhakti Purushottam Swami, disciple of Prabhupada. So he has collected stories about Lord Jagannath and his devotees from many sources, from different Puranas and some other sources. So I will read one of these stories. I'm not reading the entire story because it's a little long, but we'll get a very nice part of it. So I'm reading. In a village called Valigram, 2 kilometers from Puri, there lived a low-caste tribal named Dasai Bauri. Dasai was very much in ignorance and didn't understand much about what was pious behavior and what was sinful activity. He didn't have much education. He had no children. He and his wife were very poor. Dasya was a weaver, and the money he made selling cloth barely maintained him and his wife. During festival days, Dasya would visit the homes of brahmanas, that is priests, in his village and listen to the songs that glorify the Lord. Even though he could not understand anything, he liked to listen. In this way, he was spending his life, working to maintain himself and occasionally hearing some kirtan on festival days. Kirtan is that singing. At one point, he accepted mantra initiation from a guru and started to wear kuntimala, that means beads of tulasi, neck beads of tulasi. He started to wear kuntimala and applied tilak on his forehead. Tilak is this mark on the forehead. So these are the marks of one who is worshipping Krishna or Vishnu. Slowly he came to learn more, and soon he came to feel that Lord Sri Hari was the only truth. So Hari is another name for Vishnu or Krishna. Whatever came Dasya's way, he was. Whatever came Dasya's way, he was content in any situation, both happy and distressful situations. So this is the mentality of a devotee. He accepts everything, happy things coming, bad things coming. He remains tolerant and peaceful, always surrendered to Krishna, always accepting, taking everything as Krishna's mercy. Yet he often thought to himself, Vidhata, destiny, has given me birth as a low-caste person. How can I get Hari Bhakti from being born in this low-caste family? He was feeling very humble, thinking that I'm so unworthy, I have this low birth. Then it was time once again for Jagannath Ratha Yatra in Puri. Thousands of people traveled to Puri from all over the country just to see Jagannath coming out of his temple and riding in his chariot. Dasya thought that he should go to Puri and see the Lord. He wondered how Jagannath looked. Thinking like this, he went to Puri with others from his village. Arriving in Puri, he found a place on Grand Road during the festival. He stood in the front of Nandighosh Ratha, the chariot of Lord Jagannath, taking darshan of the Lord. He could see the deity of Jagannath. Dasya was overcome with joy. Seeing Lord Jagannath sitting on the chariot, Dasya offered his obeisances. He started to shed tears, and he gazed upon the black Sri Mukha, the beautiful face of the Lord. He was in ecstasy to see the beautiful reddish lips and black eyes of the Lord. He offered prayers, saying, "O my Lord Jagannath, I am the most sinful person in the world. Please do not neglect me. Please enlighten my heart with knowledge. You are known as Patita Pavan, deliverer of the fallen souls. O Bhagavan, please deliver me." Unquote. Calling out in bliss, he offered prostrated obeisances to the Lord. He got up and said, You are the only truth in this universe. Everything else is false. From now on, you are everything to me. Dasya then left for his village. Wow. He had this very, very powerful experience seeing Lord Jagannath. He was filled with these devotional feelings. He arrived at his house and his wife called him to eat. After washing his feet and hands, he sat down and his wife served the food that she had prepared, which included rice and spinach. She served the freshly cooked rice, which looked very white, in the middle of a ray clay pot. On top of the rice, she put the black spinach. When she set it down in front of her husband, Dasya saw the red circle of the clay pot, the white rice in the middle, and the black spinach on top. In his mind, it resembled the eyes of Lord Jagannath. He thought, "Oh, this looks like the white lotus eyes of my Lord. How can I eat this?" His body started to tremble, and he could not speak. Tears were rolling from his eyes, and the hairs of his body stood on end. He became like a madman and started to say different things that no one could understand. He was clapping and dancing. So just from seeing this rice bowl, the red clay, the white rice and its blackish spinach, it resembled the eyes of Lord Jagannath. So he was overcome with devotional feelings, and started to tremble and cry and became like a madman. So this reminds me very much also of the description of other devotees. You have this very, very deep devotion. Sometimes when they see even a peacock feather, it makes them remember Krishna. And they may start to cry, fall on the ground, tremble, and being unable to speak clearly and everything. So this is the situation of the advanced devotees. Their hearts have been softened so much that even just by seeing a peacock feather, or as in this case, a pot of rice with some spinach, they just completely melt in their hearts. And these very strong devotional, loving emotions, they just well up from their hearts. Tears just flowing and flowing. Yeah. When his wife saw the strange behavior of her husband, she called some of the village leaders and asked them to please come and see how her husband had become mad. She was thinking that since he had gone to Puri, maybe someone did some tantra to him to make him mad. So tantra in this connection means some magic, some black magic, putting a curse on him. The villagers asked Dasya, "Why are you jumping like this and not eating the rice?" Dasya replied, "This looks exactly like the eyes of my Lord. How can I eat this?" And kept on dancing. The villagers were surprised at Dasya's devotion and asked him, Where did you get this bhava?" So bhava is that deep love for the Lord. "Where did you get this bhava? Did Bhava Grahi, Lord Jagannath, give his mercy to you? From today you will be known as Baligram Das." They told his wife, "Please serve rice and spinach in 2 separate bowls." When she served this way, Baligram Das ate peacefully. So that was the solution. Put the rice in one bowl and the spinach in the second bowl. Then he will not become crazy. From that day, he fixed his mind on the lotus eyes of the Lord and always remembered the sound vibration of the mridanga, kartals, and ghanta, which means bell, during Ratha Yatra. Everything material he considered like poison. He became very peaceful, merciful, humble, and truthful. These are all spiritual qualities. and they will manifest in a person who has developed his devotion to Krishna. He was always thinking about Lord Padmanabha. That is another name for Krishna. He controlled all his senses and, closing his eyes, meditated upon the beautiful face of Lord Jagannath. Jagannath is very dear to his devotees. The devotional mood of his devotee is everything for him. He does not consider caste and creed and activities. No austerity, charity, religious activities, vrata, that means vows, or pilgrimage can please him. What is the use of pious activities and charity? What is the use of worshipping the demigods? No one can attain him by these things. He is Bhava Grahi, the abode of Bhava. If one chants his holy name with firm conviction, the Lord belongs to him. Okay, I could go on and on. It's such a beautiful story. But there are very nice teachings in this story. And one very nice, important teaching here is that the background of this person, Baligram Das, as he came to be known, he was born in an externally very, in a low caste family. His position was very low in the society, but he became the best of a devotee, because he was very humble. He was very eager to hear from the devotees. He was eager to hear the kirtan, and he was eager to go see Lord Jagannath. He showed this eagerness, and accepted all these practices. He took initiation in the chanting of the holy names, and was very sincerely practicing bhakti. And because of his eagerness and his sincerity, then Lord Jagannath blessed him so much that he attained this stage of bhava, where you have this very, very, very deep emotions and very, very deep love for the Lord. And in that situation, well, that's perfection. Then you don't want anything else. You only want to have to be with the Lord, to be with Krishna, to have more and more love. Everything else is just completely uninteresting, and you will experience this boundless joy of loving Krishna. So let us all take inspiration from this knowledge, from these stories. Let us all practice Bhakti Yoga and make steady progress. And one day we ourselves will become mad when we see a pot of rice with some black spinach on. We will melt and collapse and cry out of love for Krishna. So all glories to Srila Prabhupada, who has given us all this knowledge. Shri Jagannath Balaram Subhadra Marani Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you. All right, now we'll have more kirtan. So we can now stretch our legs. Jai.
Braja, Braja Prabhu, Braja Prabhu, does he want to sing?
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Does he want to sing?
I don't know where it is.
Just left, just around.
I don't know where it is.
He just went inside, maybe.
He's coming.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunali Ashtradi
Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Om Vishnupad, Paramahansa, Parivrajacharya, Ashtottara Shastra Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki. Iskcon Big Founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada ki. Namacharya, Srila Haridas Thakur ki. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासुदेव गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गौरांग की श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की जगन्नाथपुर की मायापुर धाम की गंगा माई की यमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki, Iskcon Oslo ki. All glories to the Assam devotees. All glories to the Assam devotees. All glories to the Assam devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Hare
Hare Krishna.